Welcome back to a brand new episode of Lean Living Squadies. I'm so excited about this one because today we are talking about a definitive guide to what you can and cannot have during your fast. And this is something I've been asked a ton about, and I want to make sure you fully understand the do's and don'ts and make the most of your fast as well, because despite what you may think, it's not simply just about something containing calories. There are actually some food and drink out there that contain calories, but net actually benefit our fast, put us into a deeper fasted state quicker, and in turn, we get a little more out of our fast than we would have otherwise. So it's a really exciting episode, but first, make sure you subscribe to the channel and give me a big thumbs up if you like this episode. Now, let's dive into fasting safe foods and drinks, starting with number one, which is the most obvious, is H2O, also known as water. 0 calories, nothing to it. You are 100% okay to drink water during your fast, as much as you like, and it's highly encouraged. It's going to actually give you that feeling of fullness as well as hydrate you and allow your body to function properly during your fast. So I always start my morning with a big glass of water. Number two is black coffee. Black coffee is 110% okay, and I know there's some people out there who say, well, Phil, coffee has calories in it, which is true. Black coffee does contain some calories. However, this is where what does and doesn't break your fast gets very interesting, because it's not just as simple as saying calories break your fast. Coffee and caffeine in particular is one of those things that actually increases the benefits of fasting. It helps you mobilize fatty acids faster, and it expedites the removal of the glycogen stores in your blood, which means it is increasing the autophagy in your body, which lends itself to fasting. It is going to put you in a deeper fasted state quicker. What's really interesting about coffee is that, again, it suppresses your hunger. So if you're one of those people who feel your stomach rumbling, caffeine is definitely a go-to. Likewise, if you're going into your workout fasted, caffeine is going to improve your performance. It's one of the most effective supplements at increasing your alertness, increasing your awareness, increasing your energy level. So I always have my black coffee right before my workout, and again, it makes that fasted workout easy peasy while actually increasing my fasted state. Off the back of that is green tea. Green tea, again, is just like black coffee, where it actually increases our fasting process. It is a benefit to have green tea in the morning. Next up is carbonated drinks. Now, most of these carbonated drinks are going to be fasting safe. You want to make sure that they're naturally sweetened or have 0 calories. That's the number one thing you want to look for. For me, I love sparkling water, and I also love flavored sparkling water. So I make sure that it's 0 calories and naturally sweetened, and that way I know it is fasting safe. Likewise, it lends itself to fasting because not only are you hydrating, but it also gives you that feeling of fullness from the carbonation. Which brings me to the next drink I want to talk about, and that is soda, especially diet sodas. Now, I really didn't want to talk about this one, but it's still one of those items that I get asked a ton about, so I figured it was better to put this one at bay. And that is, diet sodas aren't going to break your fast. Aspartame does not break your fast, does not cause an insulin response, meaning that you are going to be okay to consume it. However, I really don't recommend drinking these frequently. There just aren't enough benefits for me to consume a diet soda. Likewise, I do not think it's a great way to start your day by consuming one of these. And try instead going to your carbonated drinks that are flavored. They're still going to give you that taste of sweetness without the negative impacts. Now on to gum. Gum is one of those items that, again, can actually make fasting easier. However, you want to make sure that it needs to be sugarless. It needs to be calorie-free. There are a lot of sweetened gums out there, and you want to make sure you avoid those at all costs, because when you chew on some sugar gum, it is going to cause an insulin response, meaning you're going to break your fast. However, gum with aspartame and 0 calories is okay, and for a lot of people, the motion of constantly chewing actually reduces hunger. It's been proven in a few studies, and again, it's one of those tips that I tell squatties about. Chew gum if you feel hungry, and it also reduces stress. So again, it's a win-win-win. And now we move on to spices. Spices are not gonna break your fast, and it might sound a little odd. What are you gonna consume these spices with? Well, some people have some turmeric in their coffee, which is great for anti-inflammatory purposes, as well as a little spice in their apple cider vinegar. And the benefits of actually consuming these spices are fantastic for our overall well-being. So if it's something you're into, I suggest you give it a go. And now we move on to supplements. What supplements can you have during your fast? Well, off the back of black coffee, I want to make sure you understand that caffeine is okay. So for any of those non-coffee drinkers, you can rest easy knowing you can consume caffeine pills. And again, it's one of those items that will increase the fasting process, and if you take them before your workout, it's going to benefit your workout performance. Secondly is creatine. Creatine doesn't actually cause any type of metabolic response when you consume it. All it does is increase the amount of ATP in your body. So that is another supplement that is fasting safe. Thirdly is supplements like magnesium and beta-alanine are going to be okay as well. If you guys have any more questions regarding specific supplements, make sure you put it in the comments below and I can answer your questions, because there's a lot of supplements out there. Didn't have time to go through them all, but I wanted to give you some insight into some of the most common supplements I get asked about. And now we roll on to apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is one of those very, very interesting ones, because by definition, it should break your fast. However, the net positive effect of apple cider has actually been shown to increase the effectiveness of your fast. It is one of those things that actually gets you into a deeper fasted state quicker. And just like apple cider vinegar is lemon water and lime water, these two things are fruits, which means they do contain calories. However, they aid your digestion and actually get you into that fasted state quicker. All right, Squadies, those are all of the fasting safe items. Make sure you take note of it and make sure you are aware. Anything on that list is going to be a-okay. We are now moving on to what you cannot have and what you should definitely avoid during your fast. Starting with number one, which is MCT oil. Now I know, the keto lovers out there are screaming, crying, why Phil, why? Well, MCT oil to me is one of the worst. It contains far too many calories, sometimes 300 to 400 calories, because it's so calorie dense. Where the confusion lies is that people who take MCT oil, who are following the keto diet, are still going to stay in a state of ketosis. However, they are not going to be in a fasted state. So that's where the confusion really lies. Secondly, I want to make this very clear. I am not a fan of MCT oil because you should not be consuming a drink with that many calories to start your day. It is not going to benefit your fat loss journey, and it's certainly not as enjoyable as eating those calories later on in the day. So I highly recommend you avoid MCT oil at all costs. Next up, for all my coffee lovers, is creamers. Creamers are going to break your fast. They contain too many calories and they do not benefit the fasting process. You need to be aware of that, and you need to understand if you are adding cream to your black coffee in the morning, you are not going to be in a fasted state. And on that note, I'm going to talk about almond milk. Almond milk is one of those items that is in a bit of a gray area. It is extremely low calorie, and if you were just doing a splash of almond milk, the science says you're probably not going to trigger an insulin response. However, it still is a gray area. I recommend to Squadies, if you can't live without it, just do a splash, but be aware that the verdict is still not out. Just make sure that your almond milk is unsweetened. If you are using sweetened almond milk, you are 100% going to break your fast. The unsweetened almond milk is where it is at and where you can probably incorporate just a little bit in that black coffee without triggering an insulin response. Next up is herbal teas. If you are a tea lover, you need to understand that herbal teas are going to break your fast. Those dried fruits are going to trigger an insulin response, therefore you are not going to stay in a fasted state. And off of that is fruit. Fruit definitely breaks a fast. I know I talked about lemon water already, but remember, lemon water actually net benefits your fast, whereas the rest of fruit has no positive impact on the fasting process. So you need to avoid fruit at all costs. Now on to supplements, starting with the supplement I get asked the most about, which is BCAAs. the leucine in the BCAAs is going to cause a insulin response, meaning you're going to get kicked out of your fasted state. So I do not recommend taking BCAAs if you are trying to fast. Likewise is protein powder. 100% going to kick you out of your fasted state. Do not consume it while you are fasting. And last but not least is pre-workout. Now, not all pre-workouts are built the same, which means you need to be wary of your pre-workout. You need to understand how to read the nutrition label and really get a grasp on what it contains. I do not recommend taking pre-workout. The only supplement I recommend taking before workout is caffeine. However, some people really like their pre-workout, but just be wary. More often than not, it is going to kick you out of that fasted state. So there you have it, Squadies. That is the definitive guide to what you can and cannot have during your intermittent fasting journey. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope you take special note of some of the tips and tricks that I talked about throughout the video that can actually make your fasting journey not only easier, but also help you get more out of it every single day. So if you happen to give those a go, make sure you tag me at LEANSQUAD on Instagram. I will share you on your own health and fitness journey. I love seeing Squadies smash it, and I love hearing from you guys. So make sure you do that, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a big like and comment below if this video helped you. And my last announcement is, if you haven't already done so, make sure you check out the 6-week lean challenge. 2020 is right around the corner, and this is your chance to commit to transforming not only your body, but also your health. And we can do it together. So all you gotta do is sign up for your 6-week lean challenge today, and we will smash 2020 like never before. So, with that in mind, Squadies, I hope to see you back here next episode.